the things that we already do. So, Rodrigo, can you start introducing yourself for us so we can know a little bit more about you?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. I'm Rodrigo. I am 39 years old. I am married and I have two daughters. I was born in Uberaba, São Paulo, but my current live in Franca, São Paulo, next to the Ribeirão Preto. I working with a data engineer, IT. I'm graduate with degree system information system too. And in my free time, I like to play with my daughters. I like to go out with my family, lots of places and different places. I like to travel with my family too. I like watching TV series and movies. I like to read books and different subjects books. And thinking that's it.
All right, very nice. And how about you, Chris?
Morning. My name is Cristiane. Feel free to call me Cris, and I'm living in Manaus, Amazonas. I'm in my free time. I like to watch movies, dorama especially, animes, cartoon movies too, and I like to go and see events, the technology events, and that's it. A little bit about me.
Very nice having you here. And how's that for you, Ian? What can you say?
Okay, good morning, guys. My name is Ian Marinho. I am 26 years old. Actually, I'm web developer, and I like to play video games. I like listening to heavy metal, and I'm here to learn with us, with you, with Dan.
Very nice. And how about you, Eder? What can you share about yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Eder. I live in Belo Horizonte. I'm 36. I'm married. I have three daughters, and I I work with IT and a specific area of IT. It's named cybersecurity, responsible for security in companies and environment. And in my free time, I like old cars, and I love to go to old car events. I have a old car. I have one old car here in my house that I like to drive my daughters in my old car. I like to fix some parts and to work on it. And I like ride the bike too. I ride a bike for exercise my body. And yeah, I think it's all about me.
All right, very nice. And how about you, Elton? Yeah.
Hello guys, good morning. So my name is Elton. I'm a guy from São Paulo, capital. I've been working as a software developer, more specifically a Python developer. I'm a father. Outside of work, I like to do outdoor activities. I like to practice outdoor activities, such as hiking, workout, swim. And I like to ride my motorcycle and travel around. So that's me, guys.
Very nice, guys. And sure, about me, I'm Mel Tavares. I'm from São Paulo, the capital. I really like to study languages, to learn things. I'm very curious, and I also like to travel a lot. I love dogs, especially. And I think that's it about me. Well, guys, just telling some things about the platform. Talk and Talk is a platform where we can practice English, Spanish, Italian, French, and Mandarin. In the future, we'll be able to practice other languages too. And here's a safe place to make mistakes. So we're not here to judge anybody. We are not here to point everyone's mistakes. No, we are here to learn, to make mistakes, and to be understood. That's the main point of this conversation. I'm not a teacher. I'm not going to teach you anything, but everybody's going to learn a lot from each other. So this is not a class. This is just a conversation. And of course, just to remind you, this is a conversation totally in English. Of course, you can say some words in Portuguese if that's necessary, but it's mainly in English. So now that everybody have introduced ourselves, we can start with the questions about the topic. So, Chris, about the first question, can you read and answer?
Okay. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received, and who gave it to you? I was thinking about this question, and a lot of advice I received my parents, and the best one is respect each other in your life. I like this one, and I let this for my life and nowadays,
Mhm.
nowadays, and that's it.
And and do you practice this, or do you feel like it's something that sometime you can stop to practice this?
No, I practice nowadays until when I received, and nowadays too. Don't stop to practice this. This the important about the life.
Very nice. And how's that for you, Eder?
Yeah, but the best advice I've received, I believe it's from my parents too. It's try to hear, try to hear the older people, and for example, your grandfather, your grandmother, and try to hear other uh, people and the older people, because you need to learn with the someone else, right? And I believe this is the most important advice I received, because I can listen the people who have more experience than me.
And do you feel like it's something boring for you, or it's actually good for you in your life?
Yes. Yeah, sometimes I don't follow the advice, because I know that it's a vision. It's a vision. For example, I have a different vision today, but it's it's really cool to listen the older people, because they have more experience in many things that we don't need to ignore it. And if you maybe we will don't we will not follow the all advice, but we need to know the advice, because we need to know if you are doing something completely wrong. But if not, sometimes we don't follow the advice, but we need to know to use this advice to learn more.
Let's see. And what was that for you, Rodrigo? Do you have one specific thing that you've listened?
No, because during my life, I received a lot of advice for me. And when I have young, I don't I ignore a lot of devices because I have more maturity. I don't have a lot of maturity in this time, but step by step for my life, I see these important these devices in my life, in my relationships, in my working, and I've put in the determinados, I don't know determinados, but determinados advices in apply in my life. Today, I today is more difficult because this my life is more different for my parents or for my family, and now I see some advices for my dad giving to me and not duplicating my life in today because this today I see I seek this specific as advices no are never so good because these specific things my life I direct them for uh, some targets no equals for my dad for my mom for my parents it's I think in this in my life in or my actions, I changing a lot. I listen the devices. I note the devices. Um I don't know. I don't know. I think it reflectir sobre os advices, but I apply specific advices when I see these specific advices is equals or join or gain some things in my life. It's more better for me. Okay, I apply advices. No, I don't apply. I ignore.
Mm-hmm. And I know you are a father, right? So, talking about your daughters, like it's two daughters, right?
Yes.
Which advice do you have any advice that you give to them? Like, do this for the rest of your life because of any reason.
Yes, I try to to talking about any advice for my daughters, especially my old daughters, because my young daughter is 11 months, is little. But my old daughters is listening to me, my wife, but now I don't speak and don't talking about your devices is done. I talking, I show this result or these situations is more better or is more bad in your life. And my daughter see this problem or this gain or this result and reflectful. Yes, Dad, you are correct, you are true in this situation. Você tinha razão in this situation. I try to teach her my daughter is I don't know pelo exemplo, but is more easy, is more in this my daughter see this result in intend this problem or this gain in apply your life. It's good because this in more situation this apply this results okay and this try to apply to my daughters try to apply to before
Yeah,
no
that's
after.
yeah, that's great. I'd say, as you said, by giving the example and not just saying. But I think that there's a thing to say that like preach what you say or something like that. To really do so you can be an example of that and not only them for them to remember about this advice because their parents said to them no, but because I see them every time, every day doing this, building this, as they said. And one thing that I can say is one specific advice that I've received is just do your best. It doesn't matter the situation. You can be down, you can be whatever, like you can be mad, you can be angry, but do your best. It cannot change. Like just do your best, do what you can do. What will happen. You cannot like change the future, but of course you can guide this by doing your best now. So that's the advice that I've received and that I apply in every situation that I can. Of course, that's not easy every time. Sometimes it's difficult, it's challenging because of the many circumstances of the situation, for example. It not depends always on me. Like sometimes it depends on other people too. So it's a whole situation, but I'd say this one is the biggest one. And how's that for you, Ian? It's Ian or Ian?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. The best piece of advice I received was from my teacher, and it, he's like a guru, and he's made meditation class, and I was talk with him, and he said, uh, if if you do something, do right now. And this for me is too impacted because I I I I doesn't it's not doesn't, but I wasn't like to study. I didn't like to study, and after this advice, I started to all the days started study about the development. So uh, this type of advice marked me a lot.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. That's important to have this like strong thing like in us, like these advices as values, I'd say. And how's that for you, Elton? Do you have any advice like that?
Well, I believe that my situation is similar to Rodrigo. And I'm a father nowadays, so I grew up listening my mother said it to me study, and nowadays I need to say that to my daughter. And uh, my daughter and my grandmother raised me alone. And when I was young, I was immature, and I enjoyed a lot the nightlife. So I wasn't responsible for my studies, for my things. And yeah, I believe that with the maturity, with the ages, I could be better. And nowadays, I like to be an example for my daughter, because sometimes just words is not enough. And I try to show her good habits when she lives with her mother, but I get her every 50 days. And I like when she's here, I am all the time study something, learn English, or even I like to go to the park, to enjoy the nature with her. So I avoid to drink or this kind of thing in front of her. And I really believe that it help to help her to see good habits, like I said before. And yeah, by the way, I was happy last week because she's interested to learn English as well. By the way, I got a school for her to start learning. I believe that she will start next year. And yeah, that's it, guys. Yeah, of course, I have heard a lot of advices, but about study, I believe that it is one of them that it is very important.
That's it. Very nice. I'd say every parent, and we have one more father here, Eder. You are a father, right? Do you have any advice that you give to your children?
Yeah, I used my most important advice. It's listen the experience of the other people, because I am experienced at the facing with hers. I am more experienced, and uh, I advise it and be careful, and like Elton said, study, try to study something, not to only to graduate, or but try to study in English, keep studying. It's a device that I give them. And yeah, it's the two most important. Listen the older people and keep studying. Don't stop.
Very nice. That's it. Very nice, guys. So, I decided to make the first question everybody together so that we could just be more together. But now I'm going to split the room so everybody can have more time to talk. Okay. So, of course, as you all know, if you received an invitation, please accept. And 10 minutes before the end of the conversation, I'll call everybody back. See you guys in a few minutes for those who are going. Let's just wait. That's it. So yeah, about the second question, do you think you can read and answer?
Okay. Uh, how has how has this advice impacted your life or decisions? Well, my advice impacted me a lot because nowadays I studied uh, and I study a lot, and all days I woke up in the morning and I always happy to study and learn something different. So this advice helped me to understand how I need to. It's not how, but uh, this advice helps me to look for the life in different ways and uh, different uh, manners uh, to adjust my life because I was rebel and I don't like to study. So after that, it's like I'm fixing my life, I think. That's
Mm-hmm.
it.
And do you feel like if you could, that would be the same advice that you would give to someone, or maybe during life you've listening to, or I don't know, with your own experience, you have another advice to give to people, to the younger ones mainly.
Mm, I, if I had one advice to talk for the people,
Yeah, would it be the same one as you received and you said now, or no, that would be a different one because yes.
no, I use the same advice that my teacher say to me.
Okay, I see. And how's that for you, Kiss?
About my advice, I choose the respect. My father received me and impacted my life until today, I think so. About make a relationship or friendship with someone with I find in my life. Don't doesn't matter what where I go in an event or online events. It's respect. I think it's important. Um, how can I say? Important act about to construct any talk with someone, meet someone. It's really good. It's a possibility to know more about the people, about their life, the history. It's really important, and I see this more in my life. It's advice I choose, but a lot of advice. I like so much. Listen, you talking about advice studies. It's really important too. I let this with for my life, and really great too. That's it.
That's great. Yeah, one thing that I can say related to this about studies is like in the past, I know in the past in general, like people used to say, uh, work, like work. And nowadays it's mainly study because that's the same advice that I received. But I know that was what happened at feel at least in a with a close person that I know. So like in the past that was work. Doesn't matter, that can be doing anything but work. Not work is not a possibility. So nowadays the maybe with their experiences the advice that we are getting is study because that's actually what is going to make us improve more. I'd say it's not work we can work with anything, and that won't maybe be the main job of our life that will make us grow up more in life. But study, if we are where by doing something really difficult or different, or that people usually don't do, that's better because we are more rare, we are more unique. That's the word. So that's really important. um, this advice about studying and doing your best, I think it has impacted all my life since now and will continue to impact, because it's not related to one situation. And because it's not just, okay, one situation, you need to do this and that's it. You won't ever use it again. No, this one, it's need to practice every day. So do your best. What can I do better now? Actually, there's one technique that I use or try to use, but I'm trying again, is to set an alarm at, doesn't matter the time, but how can I do this better? So the moment that the alarm rings, I think, or have the sound, I'll see or read, and okay, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I can be drinking water. How can I do this better? I can drink more water. Or no, I'm studying. How can I study better now? So having this technique, I think, has helped me somehow, and that's really great. So yeah, about the third question, have you ever passed on this advice to someone else? What was their reaction about studying? Like, for example, talking mainly about kids, for example.
Yes, I passed for my niece, and she's a young, and she listened to me and said, don't matter. But I think in the future this advice will be used for her. So she is a young, so and I probably she doesn't hurt me, and but I think in the future she was remembered about the advice, and thinking about when my my daughter no, but my how can I say tio in English? I don't remember.
Uncle.
My perfect. My uncle said it to me, and uh I will use it. I hope this happened in the future will be used or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And do you feel like, is there any advice that you regret not doing? Like, for example, any other out of these ones that we already mentioned it?
Sorry, can you repeat again?
Yeah, sure. No problem. The question is, have you any regrets about not doing or following one advice that you've received out of these ones? Another one.
Okay. Uh, I regretted not to make advice that my father said, that uh, continue the traditions, and I go to the other way, and I have the sense to make my own tradition, and my father says to following the traditions of the family, and I don't like the traditions of the family. I like to create my own way. So I I I don't know. I jumped this advice because I think this is not important to me.
Mm-hmm. But that's something you wish you could have done. So why? Do you think it's important? Also, especially after you realize this, that it's important to follow the familiar tradition every day, every year.
I think I think uh, the people the person have the way to change in your own life, and not following the traditions. Create your own traditions and started a new one. I don't like the traditions of my family. The for the father part, because it's like a stoned tradition. I like to create my own way, and I think this because this is not important to me. I think the other people can follow me, but I don't like it.
Okay, that's interesting. And how's that for you, Chris? Have you ever passed on this advice, like the one that you mentioned it to someone else? Especially talking about kids, like because they are at a young age, they don't know very much about life.
Mm. It will always really fun to advise kids because they don't have any how can I say reasons to I forgot the word in English, preocupação, worry about worry. And really, it's really fun. Like Ian said about simply, it's really, really laugh about, don't worry about the things that I'm okay. But if children listen, it's really curious too. If this kid listen, ela will in silence and process in mindset. I don't know what means it is, but if my it's a example in my cousin, my sibling. I don't have sibling, and I have cousin, and listen. Okay, if he her sad, I'm okay. I will listen. I don't know what I can do with this, but okay. This the shoulders. Okay, it's really fun. Uh, about respect. Uh, if you has in your classroom respect your colleagues in your class about the the answers, the way there's think about some subjects. If you don't agree, but listen and take your best about this subject or conversation and respect. Don't I don't know in English, crítica, não critique. And that's it. The life will calm, don't conflict. I will this advice for this kid, but I know shoulders. Okay, that's it.
Okay. Now, Sia, do you have any regret about not following specific advice in your life, or no? You are okay with every of them because you know you tried to do that.
Regret any advice that I received and don't practice, or
Yeah.
yes, I have. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect person. How can I say it? When I child, when I or teenager, I'm a rebel person. Who like to listen advice about my parents, my uncles, my colleagues too, and I don't know. I try my mindset when I start in college and start work, and I see real life, and I take the advice and think more a lot about this by my parents said, my colleagues said, my grandparents said, my uncles too, and I think it's okay. I understand now what did that advice mean. Because when I received it, oh my God, I don't know, I don't understand, like child. And practice it another way. And I especially don't listen any advice that my parents gave me, and I regret a lot, but not terrible about like a rebel teenager. that's it.
That's interesting. And let me see. About number 6, we'll skip a few ones because we kind of already answered them. Like number 6, Chris, about with Chris yet. Have you ever received advice from a book or a famous quote that resonated with you? That can be from a famous person too, or a famous quote, or a book.
Yes, I don't remember the exactly the advice, but I how can I say, I guardo, né, in my mindset about that advice, about my acts too. I don't talk anything to came or come with my mind. Don't talk. Don't you're how can I say it? Really, do you think if someone respect the time, learn your how can I say it? Listen, and the good advice is study too, a lot. Nowadays, I'm software developer in the end. I think, oh my God, uh, how can I say, routine to study any, how can function the program language, and this area is more um, logic sometimes, and it's really hard to. It's every day. It's how can I say? I forgot the word. There's a few challenge. I think so, and it's really good. I like so much, and I like this challenge.
Mm-hmm. That's great. You said you like challenge, and that's great because I'm just like you talking about this. I feel like if something's not easy, but if something is, just okay, it's not going to make me grow up more. So I like challenges. I like to go for it, and it can be. It doesn't mean not to be afraid of this, but it's part of the process. But we need to understand. In my case, I think like, okay, I need to do this. It's for my best, my best, I think. So I know this is going to make me grow up. It can be painful, it can be difficult, it can be challenging, it can be anything. But this is going to make me grow up. So let me go through this in the best way I can and face it.
Yes. I remember now about the books, the book I read it about habits atomics. It's really good, this book, the because it's a search about the habitats. I think so. It's really interesting because every people do your routine, do all everything this like, and I think, oh my God, this man make a system about this and trail the system, and really good. Oh my God, I didn't think about this the way, and it has a system. Oh my God, it's really interesting because our brain has how can I say, like a relationship, conquistar, to talking about your brain about the habits. If you, it's a good habit because bad habitus. I don't know the correct pronunciation about this word. But if you talking about your with your brain about the habit, oh my God, it's really hard because you start to understand how this function. It's really fun too. Curious. It is a really word, curious. And if you start I don't know, practice exercise, physical exercise. Your brain don't like, oh my God, it's really hard to me. And talking about you have a health. You have to good about your body health and your brain though. It's really no. I out my I don't know, zona de conforto. And your brain no. It's really, really fun. And it's a process too. I remember the last book, the good advice, then the process.
That's it. I really like to study about this too, about this mentality that we have. Like it's so interesting for me. It's like fascinating because why do we do this? Why do we act like this? So it's interesting to study about this for me. And talking about this comfort zone that you said, it's really important too because it's not we cannot do only what we want to do. We need to do what we should do what we need to do. Like it doesn't matter if we like this or not, but we need to do. So that's what we're going to do basically.
Uh,
Yeah,
another book I remember now, but this book I don't read, but I just watch the the author in on YouTube, and I put it in the chat the link. It's really really interesting. Have everyone has a way to learn something. Someone a low process and someone quickly. And it's really interesting. And this scientist, author, it's really great. Take a lot of time to create this book and science search. I think so. It's really, really interesting.
yeah, and yeah, just learn from Chris that she's always going to share something because in another emergence she just shared a photo of a product that we shouldn't use at all, about koala's product or something like that. So she always have something to share on the chat. So be focused on the chat because she will send something. But how's that for you? Yeah, about number 6.
I remember the sentence of the. I don't know the name in English, but in Portuguese is o guerreiro, o cavaleiro e a armadura. And this book for me is too it's not impressive, too awesome, because the book talk about the process to remove your armor in and I like the way the book it's not count but tell you the how you remove this armor. And I don't remember much the phrase, but uh it's like you need to abandon this armor that you leave. It's not leave, but you uh this armor stay with you all the time and change in your life. I like the. I don't remember the all sentence, but the phrase it's similar to this, and I like to hold with me because I think it's important that you change after the pass. It's not pass your life, but day a day. You need to change. You need to change your mind. You need to change how to you act, and this phrase is important to me.
Wow, that's really interesting. So it's about, if I understood well, about letting, like getting out of, like, I don't know, a situation. So break free, basically.
Perfect. Yes.
Okay, okay, that's interesting. It's something that I started to search about because it's like you said, sometimes we can be like in a armor. That's a new word for me. Being an armor, and not to try to get out of that, but there's a world beside that, out of that. So maybe if we can find things out, that's better for us. And did you like the book? Was it like, would you recommend to which person? Like, what is the main lesson that we learned through the book?
I think I recommend it 100% because this book is so great. Chris saying the book in the chat, and I, I think the only the people needs to change your mind and to uh, the I think the abandon your uh, actual I and uh, become a new person. I think this type of person needs this book.
The thing I really like this book, the compliment. I participate the group read this book last month, I think so. And it's really great. Oh my God. It's totally, you said, something hard, like work hard to conquist something. And don't worry about her health mindset in your around around this person, and this person build I don't know, a fortaleza, and this afasta another people around you, and these people um, think I'm good. I try and make this very good. And it's really, really interesting. It's a process. This book is really precious.
That's it.
And a
I
short
think I'm going
book.
to learn a short book.
A short. I have one. Let me take.
Yeah, no problem. I think I'm going to read this because I really like this topic. So that would be a great thing. And guys, just for you from the other room, who are in the other room to know, we were talking about the book Cavaleiro Preso na Armadura. The guys are saying so many great things about this book. So that can be a great thing for you guys to get to know more, just like me. That's a seem a very interesting book. So I want to know from Eder, how was the conversation in the other room?
Yeah, it was amazing. We have talking about some advices, and I've learned about some advices in career shared by Alto and Ricardo and Rodrigo. And yeah, it was really amazing. It's a good topic to talk because I have learned a lot of new words that I've never seen, and it's good.
Very nice. I wish we could have more time to discuss more about this because I think it's a really great topic to discuss about. But we don't have much time, so all I want to do in the end of the conversation now is to ask you guys one more question that is not on the list, but I would like everybody to answer. Because in the end of every immersion, the host usually asks you this question. That is, what did you learn today during the conversation? It can be about a new word, a new expression in English, or something related to the topic which we were discussing about. So let me see. Elton, what did you learn today?
Well, I have been learning is that the problem that I had when I was young, I was not the I'm not the unique, that has the same thoughts, the same problems with be immature, and that changes a lot when become father, you know. So yeah, it is good when you can talk to guys that uh, has the same purpose of life that than you.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, now that I've seen that everybody in the other room were father, so that's very interesting. Maybe you guys had this in common between you, and I don't know if that helped you the conversation, but I hope so. And how was that for you, Rodrigo? What did you learn?
It's more more equals, Welton say. I think in this, the other experience in your life, in their work, is good because this more thinking is equals for you than the one that has young and that has in other times. And other thinkings is different. Do you and this opportunity to see different in forms, different in advices in other lives and other works, and they put in your life too. It's good for me.
Great. That's amazing having this type of conversation, let's say. And how was that for you, Chris? What did you learn today?
I learned about find someone read the same book. It's really great. And I remember the advices my parents said and talking about listening my friends to talk, her daughters to advices. It's really precious too because I think and when I see they have another perspective and see the world the different way and really precious too. That's it.
That's great. Amazing, actually. And how about you? Yeah, what did you learn today?
I learned how to lead with some advice and how to how can one advice can be important to you all your life, and how can you pass this advice to the other person or kid, something like that. I like it.
Very nice. That was a pleasure having you here. And how about you, Edward? Is there something you want to add about this, about what you learned?
Yeah, I've learned some advice, and I have learned new words, uh, new things in English, new words in English, and I have learned some tenses, and some that is a time to apply a new. There was a new time to apply some verbal tense, and yeah, I've learned a lot about this.
That's nice. Thank you all very much for being here. I just sent the survey link on the chat, so if you guys can, please leave a comment telling how the conversation was for you. And of course, if you have any suggestions about what I can do better and about different topics that you guys want to talk about in the future. So thank you very much. And just to remind you, I have two immersions on Tuesdays. They are at 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. So it's right after this one. If you guys want to be with me again, that would be a pleasure. Thank you very much and hope to see you again anytime, guys. See you. Bye bye.
See
Thank
you.
you
Bye
guys. Bye
bye.
See
bye.
you. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.